What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back, and this time I'm doing something a little bit different. I've seen some of the other videos. Please make sure you are watching the other HeroClix content creators. They've made some really good content over the last forever, but especially the last few weeks, they've made some really good content, and I'm going to follow their lead and make a video of my own because I've seen some really cool stuff and I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in. So this video is going to be what I think will be the legacy cards in Lantern Legacy. Now, let's get this one out the way. We already know one legacy is going to be the Sinestro. I'm just assuming it's going to be the big Sinestro. You know, DC and Marvel definitely like to do, or WizKids likes to do those big figures, you know, the Starros and Brimstones and stuff like that. They like to do those. I love it. So the Sinestro makes sense. All right, Scott Porter, because y'all are super sleuths out there, already showed the Al Jordan. So I'm just gonna book him and say I assume that he's going to be a legacy card. I'm thankful that I already have him. Let's hope he does something great. I'm gonna try to stay away from the figures that I've seen other content creators make. Make sure, again, you know, ClicksFix and all the other different creators, you know, HeroClix headquarters, all of the people that make HeroClix content, go watch their videos because they've made some good ones. With that being the case, let's get down to it. So I've divided what figures I think, and it's a lot. So disclaimer, I don't have any insider knowledge, so disclaimer, but this is going off of what I actually think makes sense for a legacy card. So first things first, I'm going to do lanterns, and then I'm going to do what I know is a sub theme in the set, JSA. Okay, so first one is Mon-El. So this was an LE, you know, back in the day when they used to do these types of things. This is an LE, but as you can see, he's got a Green Lantern, you know, all over himself. He has the Green Lantern, Legion of Superheroes, and Superman team ability. He was 200 points back in the day. He's got a good range with 8 good values and everything like that. 2 bolts. I would love to see this figure made. Since we have lots of Black Lanterns, I would love to see my man John Stewart, the Black Lantern version of him made. We know we're getting a John Stewart, so I want to see the Black Lantern version of him. One of the bad guys that we haven't seen in forever is the Ruling Cast Dominator. Now, this guy, if I were to remake him, I would probably make him make other Dominators, you know, as far as that. He starts off with Outwit. He's got 8 range, which is long in today's day and age. So an 8 range phasing Outwitter that can make his own minions, maybe that have Perplex or something else to help spruce him and the rest of the Dominators up. He has 1 damage, his whole dial. But I would love to see figures like this just get another shot at just being made, because they aren't the normal Lantern figures. Another Lantern figure that I hope if we don't see him in the set, which I don't think we will because his sculpt is so different than everybody else's, is Brother Wrath. Like this, I mean, come on, look at that. On so many different levels, this figure just looks amazing. His values still hold up. He has prob. All you got to do is cut down this point cost, but this is a beautiful sculpt and a good representation of the Blue Lantern Corps, which I don't know if we're going to get a lot of in this set. So let's hope. My favorite Lantern Corps, other than the green, is the Violet Lanterns. I have Violet Lantern dice and Green Lantern dice. Those are the only 2 lanterns, and I would love to see Queen Agapo. She is the ruler of the Zamarans, and I would love to see like her, and again, make her make other Zamarans, since I know they're not going to have them in the set. Make it so that she is the boss. She has good values. You can do some really cool stuff with her. Another LE that I'm sure we won't see, but what I would do is Grodd. This was Grodd from the Justice series that Alex Ross did. If you haven't seen it, go pick it up. This is when he got a yellow ring. And this one came out of the Arkham Asylum. He was an LE, the Arkham Asylum set. He's got running shot with 8 range. You don't see a lot of Grodds with running shot, and he has that because he has a yellow ring. And like the flavor text on his card indicate exactly who and what he is. Another piece I would love to see, which I hope we get one, is Scar. We need that corrupted guardian. We know we've seen Ganthet already. It would be nice to have a counter to that. Again, Black Lanterns are very popular, so I would love to see her. A different version of a Hal Jordan, because I really don't want to see any Hal Jordans as legacy cards. I don't want to see legacy cards as figures that are necessarily, you're going to see versions of them in the set. And one version of Hal Jordan, other than the Al Jordan, would be Power Ring. This is from the Trinity War set. I would love to see him. Another figure, again, different versions. We know we're getting him at least once as a legacy card, is good old Sinestro. But in his nice little, you know, tux and everything like that. I just thought this was a very cool figure that didn't get any love considering his point cost, and the set that he came out was the Elseworlds, which definitely was just stolen by the Green Arrow figure. One of my favorite enemies for my favorite Lantern, which is Kyle Rayner, is none other than Major Force, and I would love to see a Major Force. He did one of the most diabolical things in comic history to me, to a loved one of Kyle Rayner. And if you don't know, go look it up. I'm not going to talk about it. But this Major Force, he only has 6 range, and his starting values aren't too bad. His point value is way too much, even when he first came out. But today you can make a really cool version of him. I know we're probably not going to see this, but also the Yellow Lantern. I had so much fun with this piece back in the day. This was a fun piece that came out in the Arkham Asylum set. It would just be a cool thing. Again, going back to the Violet Lanterns, I would see Miri Riem. She's a very cool character in the story, how she becomes a Lantern and how she ends up saving, I think it was like she saves Aquaman's life. Aquaman, when Mira gets brought back from being a Red Lantern, the Red Lantern takes your heart and turns it into a battery. So when you no longer have the battery, your heart is gone. So Mira was dying. So what she did was she linked the heart of Aquaman to the heart of Mira. And she also did that with Kyle Rayner too. She, you know, linked hearts so that you could stay alive. And I would love to see, again, I don't think they're going to remake her. So I would love to see the representation of the core in legacy form. A variation of a character that I would like to see is Green Oracle. This used to be one of my favorite pieces for 50 points. I can carry up people, and I have Perplex. She's got 7 range. She's got 3 damage. Let's do it. Like you know, if back in the day when pushing damage still was a thing, I would push her to get outwit if I needed it. She was this, and she's already 50 points. So I mean, you can go lower than that because this is HeroClix now and today, but all you got to do is she has no special powers, so all you got to do is add a trait or 2. She doesn't live long, but all you got to do is add a trait or 2, and you can keep her at 50 points, or you can lower her down to like 30 and just have her be an Uber Taxi. That would be an amazing piece. A different version of a character that we know we're going to see. We know we're probably going to get an Alan Scott. I've seen Jay Garrick, so I know we're probably going to get Alan Scott. I'm assuming we're going to get the core of the JSA, meaning Alan Scott, maybe a Wildcat, Jay Garrick we've seen, and probably like Hawkman, and maybe like the Atom. I'm assuming those 5 that we'll see for sure, no matter what. With that being the case, we have Green Lantern. This was from the New 52, like the Earth 2 version. This is Alan Scott. I would love to see this version. They made 2 versions of all of this version, this universe's, the New 52 version of Earth 2. They made him, they made Dr. Fate, they made The Flash, they made Hawkgirl, and I would love to see, since I know we're probably going to get an Alan Scott, and this is a Lantern, I would love to see this version get an update. He has good values. He's 180 points now, which it just won't go, but I could see it happening. Now, getting into some other figures, I'm really hoping, I've seen someone say this, but I'm just going to double down on it. I hope that we get to see Carol Sil. This is an amazing piece. I can almost guarantee they're not going to make anything this amazing in this set. That's like with this So send it, like absolutely send it. Some other pieces that I assume that we're gonna see, the Weaponer of Quarg. This was a uncommon piece, and this was a sealed winner for you. If you pulled this piece in sealed, you were gonna probably win your match. I won a Necron thanks to him, and he had Adara on him, so he had Prob too. This guy was amazing. The sculpt is great. He represents the White Lanterns, and he could do something with the other rings if they were to go into and make him pretty cool. I really like that. I would like to see Corona. Again, this is a piece that encompasses a lot of the Lantern mythos once they started getting into that. I'm a big Green Lantern fan, so showing Corona, I would love to see this piece get an update. He was 245 points as, you know, to start off. I would love to see him get a newer version. Another version or another character I would like to see is the First Lantern. I haven't really seen nobody, I think maybe one person talked about him, but the First Lantern, this needs to be, again, they're not gonna make him. So make him as a legacy card. He's 260 points. Again, how did we even play HeroClix back in the day? This was crazy. And just 260 flat, no anything, just 260. And all these other pieces, even like the other pieces that were in the set, she was 85 points. Forget about it. He was 100 points. It's just like anyways, those are the Lantern-based figures that I would love to see. When it comes to the non-Lantern JSA type characters, I would love to see. I would absolutely love to see some of these characters, starting off with none other than Sportsmaster. If you didn't know, he is part of the Injustice Society. I would love to see him. This came from the Batman Team Up set. This is just a rare, again, an easy figure to get. The values are great. You can play with a whole bunch of different stuff to make him still viable. The sculpt is amazing. So I would like to see Sportsmaster. Like, that would be cool. One of my favorite figures from back in the day, from the Flash set, the Fiddler. Definitely a JSA villain. And I would just like to see him. He would be I use this piece. Oh my gosh, I use him. He had mind control that ignored characters, and he got 7 range, and I use the crap out of that piece. This is still one of my favorites. You could just lower his point values, make him do exactly what he did before. I'd send it. Another one is the Shade. Again, a beautiful sculpt, and definitely a JSA villain. Again, a click that he's been made twice in the game. And I think the first time was in Origins he was made, and this was the second version, and such a great version of this character. I would love to see him. Another character that I think that we might see in this set, but again was another version, is Power Girl. We need a new version of her, but she is a JSA member, so I would love to see a Power Girl. This version is amazing. She was 140 points back in the day, so she was half your build, but she starts off with some good stuff. She can take a punch and deal one out a little bit later. I would love to see her get remade. A definite blast from the past that we haven't seen, we've only seen once, is the Crimson Avenger. We've seen the Crimson Avenger 2 other times, but it was the first version of the Crimson Avenger. I would love to see this version of the Crimson Avenger. She, of course, it has this from Collateral Damage set. She has no powers at all. This was way before that. So her values aren't anything to write home about. So they could just make her a cheap piece. She was only 53 points to start with, but she has 8 range with Phase In and Psychic Blast. I could think of some stuff that you could do with it, so I'm sure you can too. Another piece I would love to see, Starman. This is just a rare from the Legion of Superheroes set. OMG, this Starman would be so cool. Oh man, I would love to see this piece done again. He's got 8 range, he's got run shot, he's got some TK, got some perplex. Sculpt is beautiful. And again, this is the only time we've seen this version of Starman. He's been made twice in the game. The first time, again, I think was in Origins or Collateral Damage. He was a unique in one of those sets. I think it was in Origins. Yeah, it was in Origins. And he was a unique. and in his original costume, but this is the 90s version of him. I would love to see this. He also, the Stargirl, which I think we could see in the set, also came out in that same set. Another piece that I could potentially see getting made is Johnny Quick. This piece was very good back in the day, Johnny Quick. So he definitely would need to be able to take a click of damage so he can get activated. He has to say the mathematical equation to get his powers, but I would love to see him get made. Another piece I would like to see, because I'm assuming he's going to be in the set because he is going to be in the upcoming Superman movie, is Mr. Terrific, but the very first Mr. Terrific. He had a really cool trait, and I absolutely loved it. He starts with some outwit and gets some perplex. Again, a really cheap piece. He's only 59 points now. Knock him down to maybe like 30, 40 points. Do some cool stuff with him. I would absolutely love it. A piece that I would love to see, because I love this figure, is Psycho Pirate. Not only did he just show up in the Batman books not too long ago, but this is a piece we have only seen one time, and I would love to see Psycho Pirate come out and do some mind controlling nonsense. Like, they could do some cool stuff with him. Another piece that I could see them potentially doing is Hawkman and the Atom. I love me some duo figs, and I try to have all of them, and they could do some cool stuff. This piece has this piece has really it has no move and attack on his first 2 clicks, so you could do something with this. You could do something with that. Another piece you could do something with is Shazam. Now, some people might say give us the collateral damage version where like Billy's screaming and there's the Shazam after him, which I would perfectly take. But this is a newer version of Shazam, and I wouldn't mind this. This is a nice solid brick version. He was only 95 when he first came out. Lower him down probably like 75 because he has no invincible. He only has impervious, unless you want to make him ignore some penetrating damage, which could happen. Another piece that I would like to see is Mr. Ragdoll. Now, they've made Ragdoll in 2 different iterations. I know this isn't necessarily the iteration. I do have the other iteration where he's kind of like all contorted and stuff, but I wouldn't mind this version as well. I like the stats and everything on this one better, so this is the one that I chose. This is from the Flash set. A real throwback that probably won't get made but he's so rare, which is Crispus Allen. Crispus Allen was the Spectre at one point in time. He was the host for the Spectre. I know this would be a deep cut for them, and not a lot of people even probably have this figure or know about this figure. This came from the Arkham Asylum. He was an LE. This is back in the day when you really wanted to win those LEs, and people would show up to win those LEs. So Crispus Allen, oh my gosh, it's Crispus Allen. Now, speaking of the Spectre, I know we're getting we've seen the pictures of the Black Lantern Spectre in the set. I would love to see the Spectre. If you're gonna make the Spectre, you're not gonna make the real old big one. I know people are not gonna do that. So give us this Spectre. I had at least 3 of these things because I was looking for the Chase Superman with that's holding up the brick from this same set, which is Crisis. This guy, he already has, all the values, all the things that you need him to. This is probably one of the most beautiful sculpts in the game. Just send it. Another piece that I know people have and love is Solomon Grundy, who is a JSA villain. This came from the Legion of Superheroes set. You could do so much with this piece. Like, they've made really good solid Solomon Grundys. Even if you use the Solomon Grundy from the, the JLU set. That Solomon Grundy's good, but this sculpt this was it. And this dial, oh my gosh, this dial and the storyline that they derived that from, that was one of my favorites. Also, Zatara. Zatanna's dad definitely hung out with the JSA. I would like to see him get another swing at HeroClix. He was 100 points clean in the World's Finest set, which was a great set. I would love to see him. He has like a I blow up type of power, which used to get used all the time, but there's ways to do that and still have it be viable. So go ahead and do it, WizKids. A couple more pieces, just a couple more. I know we mentioned Shazam, but Shazam and Black Adam. Black Adam was on the JSA at one point in time. Not only was he a villain, but he also was a member as well. So a lot of people still might have this piece. This is an amazing piece. We've had pieces that have no KO clicks. I think we had what's that, Misty Knight and Colleen Wing that we just got that has no KO clicks. So all you got to do is do it the same way. This piece was 140 or 280. Oof. And this has not a drop of invincible on it. So, and these values are 15s and 14s and stuff like that. The highest being an 18, but you could do some cool stuff. And he already has JSA team ability, so you could do some cool things. Last few pieces. One is Hawkman from what is that? From Kingdom Come. So I know we're getting the Kingdom Come Flash. They've already shown it, him standing there. So maybe give him some of his Kingdom Come. This is when HeroClix used to come in pieces. But his values are still good, and I would like to see it. Another one of his Kingdom Come buddies would be the Flash. I know this is not Jay Garrick. This is Barry, I think. If I'm not mistaken, this is Barry that had Jay's helmet. But still, this is one of the most beautiful sculpts in the game that they've ever made. This is right off the page, and I would love to see it. It would be amazing. Last but not least, I would like to see good old Johnny Thunder. They've made him twice in this game. I would love to see Jakeem Thunder, but I'm sure they're probably not going to remake that Prime. But Johnny Thunder is just as good. He pick a power. Jakeem Thunder was like pick a power on steroids. So I would love to see this Johnny Thunder. This is a great sculpt. This is a beautiful sculpt, and it clearly like pictures the relationship between him and the genie, and I absolutely loved it. So I would love to see that. But those are my picks. I know it was a lot. Those are who I'm hoping, if they can give me 10 out of this thing, I would be very, very happy. A lot of people that already have made the videos, they made pieces, they picked a lot of pieces that I hope are already in the set, so I hope we don't get as legacy cards. I want legacy cards to either fill out rosters or give us variations like an Al Jordan that we're not used to seeing. So that's why I put that Sinestro in there, because that's an easy pick for me if I were picking legacy cards. But with that being the case, what say you? What do you think of my picks? Did I surprise you with any of my picks? I have to have surprised you with a few of them. Do you have any things that you would add, as a matter of fact? You know what? One last piece. Hawkman from, I totally forgot him, from Trinity War. If they don't give us a good Hawkman, this was during the Justice League of America version on the the New 52, but give us this Hawkman. If this was a great piece, and he would do well in today's game. Leave your comments below. Of course, I want to hear what you have to say. I love talking HeroClix with any and everybody that wants to, talk. Let me know what you think. As always, it is your Super Sketch artist, Antonio. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If you've watched this long, I appreciate you. As always, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Go be super.